Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick review. It is April 20th, 2018, ending the day up, 150 bucks. I was playing short positions. The market was weak today. It opened. Before we get into the trades, I wanted to tell Cody something. Cody, I know when we're trading we have all these, probably a bunch of different charts. Yours is laid out a little differently, and you don't want to have your crosshairs all over the place. It gets a little busy. So when I'm reviewing stocks, I usually just zoom into just one, because that's what we're reviewing. We're reviewing one trade, not a bunch of different ones. If you go to this settings button here on either one of your charts, it'll say sync crosshairs. You could either just click that, or if you want something a little faster, if you check this box here, it'll display the setting on the style menu. So you could just go to this style menu and then toggle it on and off. So if you did want to have it toggled on, you just click it here, and now you have crosshairs, and you can view where your entries are on both charts pretty easily. So getting into the trades here, like I said, the market was weak. If you look at this buy in general today, it opened even and then just started dropping. So with that being said, everything had already started failing during the first few minutes. Obviously besides this stock, but it just showed that there wasn't much buying power. I got in at 933.57, pretty much 934. So here's 933 at the end of this candle, wherever this one opened here. So I got in right about here, underneath $5 at $4.94. It is kind of towards the bottom, but I had $5 as my break. The next candle opened. I had 500 shares here. It ended up testing this $5, and it popped up a little bit from some buyers trying to come in, the short sellers covering it. It popped, for your quick 10-cent scalp. I covered it for a 10-cent loss. I went from $4.94. I lost 50 bucks with the 500 shares. And actually it did end up giving me the resolution that I wanted. I should have watched this a little better, as I noticed that it broke this candle and then came back down. I probably could have just got in here, and I definitely could have got back in for the original move below 5. It only gave a 15-cent win, so, but it stayed down at that level for a while, so I definitely would have been able to cover down here. It actually went to 482, so that that is a pretty good range there, but for whatever reason I got faked out, and I didn't mess with that stock anymore. VLRX was the next one. This was the big winner for the day, but also the big mistake, the bad trade that I had. So after seeing the market go down and seeing that the stock was weak, the market was weak, the market was having fake outs, I got in this at 37. This is the 37 candle. Everything else that gapped up was just heading down. I got in at this candle right around here at 965 in hopes that it was just going to fade all the way back down like everything else was. So I got in for 1,000 shares. I ended up holding it. Let's get rid of all these. I held it way too long. Way too long. I should have got out as it came back up at the most here. But at $3, you know, what did I end up doing? Instead of selling it, I was at 37, at 39, which is like right here. After it came up and came back down, I ended up shorting more at $3, hoping it would come down. Well, in that same candle, it ended up going to 45. So at this point, I was down like $750. And I felt that it was going to be coming back down just based on I was looking at this 5-minute chart, and it just seemed so extended, and it was having a lot of trouble. As you could see, it wasn't really getting resolution that you wanted to get. You know, this candle went up and came back down, and went up and it was coming back down. So looking at it, it ended up coming down. I held this for a really long time. You know, I didn't cover for another 20 minutes about until 56. So it came down here, still showed it weak, and now I obviously felt comfortable. I was up a couple $100. It was below the VWAP now, below these moving averages, and kind of just fading off. And at 56, I started covering here at 258. I'm not sure why I started covering there, but I ended up getting out. This is 57.02 at 258 again. I think this turned into a doji, bottom hammer candle, and then sold back off, and then it decided to finally come back up. So I was getting out in this, and my last exit was 265. Yeah, so it started coming back up on me, and 265 is when it started trending back up here. So as it confirmed that it was gonna break over this, it looked like a pivot point to me, and it did. It started to go back up. So that was a good cover. I could have held some more. Actually, it didn't really. Yeah, it's actually up now. So that was a good exit. You know, kind of just channeled out through the rest of the day. But at the same time, I got in too early. I held it for too long. My $230 winner is just not as big as I thought it should be. The MYO was a quick short. I sold it at $395 at 10:01. So let's take a look. So MYO, everything else was, going up, and we weren't seeing any continuation. There weren't any second moves. We had some decent first moves. I mean, this went from, 370 to 430. It's a 50-cent move. That's good. But there weren't any second moves. Everything just went up and then came right back down. So as this started fading off, like everything else, 10:01 was over here. We have 9:59. It's coming up and it's hitting the VWAP. This is 10 o'clock. it hit VWAP, it came back down. So it came back up, it tested the VWAP again at 10:01, and this is where I took a short underneath the VWAP of $4. It was a nice whole dollar. Everything was weak. It already kind of tested it twice. I bought it. I held for 23 minutes. So it finally broke up slightly just for a second to 404. Didn't hit my 10-cent stop. Stayed in it. And it was just kind of like a obnoxious trade. You know, I'm sitting here and it's just not doing much. So I ended up getting out of it for a tiny, pretty much break-even trade after commissions. It was a $20 trade. So 23 minutes, $20. It was really boring. I felt like I was just stuck in it, waiting for something to fall out, and it was already below all these averages. Looking back on it, 382. Yeah, it didn't really break down, and maybe the market started trending back up. It looks like everything else is trending back up at this point, but you know, green for the day. But I had a trade that I broke the rule on, so it's just not a good idea. Alright guys, I'll catch you next time.